It's 7:45 and she's just flown home to her bedsit that enshrines her bold activity. And makeup due to rain is now running down her beak, but there's no shaming for the magpie with an ever-growing nest. But the room is getting smaller as her swag is getting bigger. As she lays down her gold, she starts scratching at her hand, but the claw causes pain and in time will cause the bleed. And the latent bird spreads her schizophrenic wings. She starts to cry, she starts to caw, she starts to cry, she starts to caw, and advances plans for nighttime as she's sleeping in the daytime. As the dust gathers heavy on the loot that must have been pillaged 20 years ago, if not 30, if not 40, it questions on one's mind just how long it could well be before the room becomes a treasure chest of archaeology. But leaning more towards the point, will she be here to see that day? She wakes after day from her restless cautious sleep, and her eyes are infrared as the check will now begin of the inventory of this glitzy contraband. And so she picks up right away that a crack begins to form along a vase that came from once away 5 Abbotsbury Road. As the lights begin to fade in London town, she now prepares as she wrenches on her stocking with it catching on her claw, and spreads her arms which now are wings which once she never had before, and her chest expands with full extent as she turns facing to the wind. And the magpie locks the door and takes a flight and circles round and round and round. Quiet road she studied days on end. The timing seems so right, her feathers twitch and now begins the show. And so she falls right down onto her knees and looks around, and there he is, the man who lives at 42. She knows he lives alone, and so the magpie goes inside with him to bathe her minor injuries as he searches for a bandage whilst concealing his erection. The old bird downstairs that surely wanted more than just a plaster grips her teeth into a watch that caught her eye. She takes the carrot, and embedding this along with 50 pounds inside her small, she takes a flight. She's on the move, he's unaware, he's still obsessed as she makes her way onto her nest. Another goal attention, so to think that open windows happen here and now this day and age, and clicheing her to the dog that stares at his reflection in some river made of bigger bones. This house is made of bigger bones, and birds much more than dogs are shameless kleptomaniacs. As the slippery bird begins this apparent free-for-all, a stirring sound triggers the wings to start to stiffen and start to rise, and the aged deer appears but drops a stick in muted fear. And now the rising bird is screaming with a not so muted fear, and as she launches she attacks and cries and claws and pecks and paralyzed. It's 7:45 and she's just found home where her bedsit that enshrines her bold activity is shot in blue flashing lights that illuminate the room. And the magpie cries out louder as the knock on doors get louder, and the shrilling squawking noises come as soon as the door is broken in. And as Mrs. Janet Gordon fails to recognize her name, she seems to chew her wrist and look around as if to start to check. And yes, that crack is getting bigger on the Abbotsbury bars, and stand these visitors before her. They're the first for 20 years. She feels a sense of pride in showing that she spreads her feathered arms.